What's up, guys, and welcome to a brand new video. And today we're talking about the finale of Ahsoka Season 1. Even if you look on Disney Plus and you watch it, up the top left, it's like S1, E8, whatever episode you're watching, it's like S1, E, whatever. So I would imagine there's going to be a second season unless they decide to continue this story. But there's just so much going on. I would imagine there has to be another season with these characters. And look, I've seen a lot of hate for this show and for the finale and things like that. And look, going to be honest with you guys. I am still on the side of the coin that loves the show. Loved watching this show. I loved watching this finale. I had thrills and excitement and edge of your seat entertainment. I thought the pace was perfect. I thought it was extremely entertaining and riveting. How it starts out more quiet and then it ends very loudly, with your action and everything going on. I thought the pace was great, and I thought the writing was great. Everything sort of comes to a head. Now, look, the characters Balin Skull, Shin Hati, you don't get to see really what's going to happen with those characters. They get about 10 seconds of screen time each, which is a bummer to some people, and guess what? It's a bummer for me as well. And it's sad that, we don't get to have any more Ray Stevenson as Balin Skull. Uh, but we get glimpses of what could be happening with them. So with Shin, is she going to be the new sort of leader of the pirates or bandits of the wasteland? What's going to happen with her? I'm very intrigued by it. Uh, and I feel like, look, I mean, that's all we needed so far because the season had a lot to do, but the main thing about the season was Thrawn's escape. Um, so the Shin thing, very excited to see. And Balin, he's standing on the hand of the statue and he's looking off, and it's supposed to be the mother and father statues of Mortis or something like that. I was reading about. I don't really know 100% what's going on there, but I would assume that we're gonna. Unfortunately, Balin will have to be recast, but we're gonna get more of that. I mean, I would assume we're going to get more of that story. I can't imagine they're just going to leave it like that because his story is not over. So whoever they recast, I just hope that they bring the same gravitas to the character because Ray Stevenson was fantastic in this show, and he's one of my favorite Star Wars characters ever. Top 10 Star Wars character. Even though we don't know his fate yet, just the writing and the acting. Ray Stevenson is a big part of that, and rest in peace to Ray Stevenson, and he left an enduring legacy, uh, you know, with this character. But the meat of it, the gritty of it, what's going on? So Morgan Elsbeth becomes a full witch sister, and she gets the power. She gets the sword of whatever, and you know Thrawn's basically throwing a bunch of stuff at Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra, but they get through the gates. There's the night troopers that get killed off and get resurrected to become zombie troopers. I thought the action was all great. I thought the visual effects were fantastic, especially when they're running on the hogs or whatever, and the fires blasting down on them. I thought that all looked incredible. It was awesome to see them all use lightsabers. I thought that was an incredible sequence. Some people thought the action was a little clunky. I don't understand that. I thought it was excellent, and I was glued to the screen the whole time. And the ultimate battle, Ahsoka and Morgan going at it, which is a rematch because I believe they did go at it in Mandalorian season 2. They're going at it again here, and then you got Ezra and Sabine. Ahsoka saying, "I'm going to take her. You guys go." Um, and they're going at it with some more night troopers. An awesome scene where she gets the lightsaber through his head. You know, I thought that was great. So many great little moments, and then as the ship starts to go off, and she's confident with the Force now. Some people say, "Oh well, you know, she's able to use it all of a sudden." At least she had training. Uh, Aside from a character like Rey, who had zero training and was just able to use Force mind control and the Force, wonderfully. So compare those two things. I think the Sabine thing works better. Um, so Ezra jumps, he gets on the ship, uses the Force, all that. You hear the score, and he gets onto it as she stays back to help Ahsoka, who ultimately kills Morgan. And I thought it was a wonderfully choreographed scene. I mean, I've heard that people saying it looks slow. I just don't understand the nitpicks with this. I mean, I think it was incredible and one of the best lightsaber. The whole thing had some of the best lightsaber action that we've seen, better than any of the lightsaber action we had in the whole sequel trilogy. So, I mean, this is I don't know. I don't know. People are, I respect the opinion. I just don't understand it. So she kills Morgan, and she's like, "Want to get out of here?" They jump on their ship, they blast off, and what's their plan really? They're shooting up. Are they thinking that they're going to get into the back of the hatch or something? They can't get there fast enough, and Thrawn is like, "Hey, I beat you this time, and long live the Empire." And the way he delivers that line is incredible. Lars Mikkelsen is so fantastic in this role, and I can't wait to see him again. And they blast off into our current Star Wars timeline galaxy, to where Ahsoka and Sabine are left to live now with the turtle people or whatever they are, and they see, it's like they accomplished their goal by getting Ezra home, but in the same vein of things, Thrawn also is now in the galaxy and is going to cause some havoc, probably. So, it's nice to see Ezra reteam with Hera and all them. I would imagine that he's going to train Jason. It's nice to see him make his lightsaber in the beginning of it. Mention of Kanan and Jarrus again. That's always nice to hear. Um, and yeah, Thrawn, he's with the sisters, and they're going to Dathomir, which is the homeworld of these witch sisters. And I believe that's where you have the Darth Maul people as well. So I'm very excited to see the progression of what's going to happen with all this. And yeah, I loved it. I mean, is there a couple things that aren't perfect? Sure. But overall, I think this is some of the best. This and Andor are the best Star Wars content, including like Mandalorian season 1 and 2. But I would put Andor and this over the first two seasons of Mandalorian. It's the best Star Wars content that we've gotten since Revenge of the Sith. Um, I think it's fantastic, and how Ahsoka is able to move on, and she gets that line out. Okay, it's time to move on. Ezra got home. You know, we're here, but it's time to move on. Sabine thinks she senses something. Ahsoka senses something. She walks away, and there you have Force Ghost Anakin, looking at her basically as like a Return of the Jedi moment, to where he looked at Luke as a Force Ghost in the Endor celebration. It's these two have completed what they needed to do, and now they are where they need to be. And I don't know. I just thought it was great to have him as the last shot of the season. So I can't wait to see what happens next. Um, Once again, rest in peace to Ray Stevenson. He was one of the highlights of this show, and he is one of my favorite Star Wars characters. And Shin Hati too. She's very menacing, and I was really invested into that character, and I can't wait to see the progression. I love these characters. You know what I mean? I'm glad that it wasn't just like everything was just rushed and ended in this final episode. I'm glad that things weren't resolved, and we have time to figure some stuff out. So I loved it. Ahsoka season 1, I think, is fantastic. If I had to choose between this and Andor, I think that this is probably my favorite Star Wars series, and it's the one that I was most entertained by, and just I was on the edge of my seat by the action. I was engaged into the story and the pace of it, and I think this is the best Star Wars content since Revenge of the Sith. So that's where we're at. Guys, comment down below. What did you think about this series? Keep in mind, I've only seen a couple episodes of the Clone Wars. I haven't seen a lot of it, so this is like my favorite live action thing, I guess you could say. I haven't, and I've Rebels as well. I've seen clips and a couple things from that too, but not the whole thing. So, best live action thing to come from Star Wars since 2005. So that's where I'm at with that, guys. Comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Look, Loki season 2 coming out tomorrow night, I believe. I do plan to do spoiler reviews for those as well. So definitely come on back, check that out. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter, or X, I believe now it's called, at RyanKing72, and Instagram and TikTok at King Arises 131. That's about it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. And until next time, over and out.